Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us today. I think we're just about ready to get started. My name's Jason. I'm Elite's Director of Online Communications, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today to tell you about Elite Educational Institute's newest venture, Elite Campus. Like I said, it's entirely new and at the same time very familiar, which we'll explain to you in just a moment. But for now, as we begin, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your busy afternoon to join us and to learn about this exciting new program. Hopefully, we'll be able to share with you just what makes it so exciting to us and also be able to answer any questions you may have. So, with that, let's get started. All right, I want to open the presentation by bringing your attention to the late Sir Ken Robinson. Ken Robinson was a professor emeritus. He was a lifelong educator, and he's actually also the most watched TED Talk presenter in history. His TED Talks have amassed over 100 million views worldwide. And what he's best known for is questioning basically the whole educational paradigm, education itself. What is education? What made school the way it is today? How should schools function in the 21st century? And what can we do as educators to make that a reality? Those are some of the questions that he focused on. In one of his speeches, he says something very interesting about education today. He says, the problem is that the current system of education was designed, conceived, and structured for a different age, essentially about conformity and standardization. I believe we've got to go in the exact opposite direction. Now, there's a lot in what he's saying here, but he's essentially pointing out that education and the school system today was created for a different time and a different need. School, as we know it, was actually formulated during the Industrial Revolution when American industries were turning to factories and the assembly line as a means of mass production. And at this time, schools were not designed to produce creative geniuses or artists or people who have really any original ideas. They were designed to turn an undereducated populace into good workers who would conform to society and perform all its necessary functions. But now, 200 years later, we still see this similar educational model in place. Schools are still set up to put all the students in the same grade based on age, assigning them roughly the same classes in the same progression, no matter their cognitive intelligence or emotional maturity or social skills, interests, language, proficiencies, or talents. So it doesn't matter, really, if you're able to learn faster or slower. Pretty much, you just move along with the herd from class to class and grade to grade. And there isn't very much in terms of individual cultivation or back and forth interaction. The same picture of a classroom always comes to mind, where the teacher stands at the front of the room and the students are taking notes and occasionally answering questions, but not really being engaged with their senses. Ken Robinson actually calls this mode of learning anesthetic, like anesthesia, meaning no sensory engagement. And through his work, he's really trying to challenge and question why we're not changing with the times. So how come so much of our world has changed in the last 200 years and we have so many options to optimize all the rest of our experiences, but education is still largely the same format as it was 200 years ago. So this was actually one of the inspirations of our founder and CEO, JP Park, in coming up with Elite Campus. It was this very question that intrigued him and inspired him to look for a solution as well. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit more about Elite Campus. So the question, if you've come to this webinar that you're all asking, of course, is what is Elite Campus? Is it a school? Is it something in between? That's really the question we'll aim to clarify during our presentation today. So Elite Campus is the intersection of Elite Open School, which is a fully accredited private high school and middle school, and Elite Prep, which is the leader in college readiness since 1987. Elite Campus is a perfect merger of what makes both institutions great. It's a revolutionary alternative to traditional school that combines the accredited education of Elite Open School with the unparalleled counseling programs and resources that have made Elite Prep the leader in college readiness since 1987. So essentially, Elite Campus offers grades, transcripts, test prep, tutoring, leadership, extracurriculars, college consulting, everything all in one place. Everything is integrated and available to give you the best educational experience that you could ask for. So, how did we come up with such a program? What led us to want to create a more integrated, comprehensive experience for students? Well, we asked ourselves three questions. What do colleges want? How can students maximize their potential? And how can Elite help? Now, Elite has always been in the business of problem solving. Historically, we're best known for being a test prep company, which makes sense since that's something that we've done better and longer than really anyone else. However, test prep has always been a means to an end. Our goal was and always has been to help students get into the very best colleges that they can and prepare them so that they'll be ready to excel when that time comes. But the problem that's arisen now is that the college admissions landscape has changed rapidly over the past decade. And of course, even more so than expected during the COVID pandemic. Yet, people are still using the same approach to try to get into top colleges. So the formula, this is something that I know you're familiar with. You go to a good school, in a good neighborhood, you take your AP classes, you do your best on standardized tests, join some clubs, hopefully get some leadership experience by your senior year. Pray that a few of your teachers agree to write you rec letters, even though they don't really know you that well, and have hundreds of other students that they have to write letters for, but whatever. You write some decent college essays, and then you just, leave it up to chance. But year after year, we've seen dozens of just those kinds of students, solid superstar students, by all accounts, get rejected from their top schools, their top choice schools, and have to settle for somewhere else because they really didn't know what it was they were supposed to do throughout their high school journey. We have so many students come to us during their junior and senior year for help with college. And these are all amazing kids, but by then it's too late because there's not much they can do in just that short amount of time before applications. So that is why our founder and CEO, JP Park, conceived of this program, so that we can meet kids where they are, help them solidify their goals, and then give them the absolute best shot at getting into the very best colleges in the world. So now the question is, how are we going to do that? One of the cornerstones of Elite's entire educational philosophy is counseling. Counseling isn't just privilege or an afterthought. It's really the main thing. For Elite Campus students, it is built in from day one. Essentially, in building Elite Campus, we decided to kind of reverse engineer our philosophy around what colleges are looking for. We took all of our years, our 34 years of college counseling experience and our insights from top colleges, and we examined exactly what students were missing from their traditional high school experience. So then we created an educational experience to help students bridge all these gaps and actually reach their potential by the time they apply to college. At Elite Campus, everything is included with your enrollment, from extracurriculars and leadership to awards and honors to rec letters and essays. Everything is woven together and overseen by our expert counseling staff. Our focus here is on hyper individualization, real customization, student by student. And we actually got this idea from the exclusive private schools that many of our students attend. These are fantastic, top resourced private schools with famous alumni and hefty tuitions as well because of their reputation. But what was interesting was that students from these schools were still coming to Elite. Many of these kids were still telling us, despite all these resources that their school has, that they didn't even meet with their college counselor until junior year. And of course, we all know that the foundation of what you hope to accomplish in the later years of high school has to be set down during your 9th and 10th grade, freshman and sophomore years. If you don't make those decisions and take those steps earlier on, then there's just no chance that you can make much of an impact by the time you're a junior or a senior. So this is not to say, obviously, that what these private schools is doing is wrong by any means. It's absolutely not, far from it. It's just that our philosophy is a little bit different. Our goal is really in our name. Elite Educational Institute, Elite Campus. We want our students to get into the very best colleges in the world. And at public and private schools, it is not an explicit imperative to make college admissions the end goal. That is to say, the goal tends to be the greater opportunity of educating the whole person as a part of a large and diverse student body. Now, these are excellent, wonderful goals that we are also invested in. However, we at Elite truly believe that results can be part of the equation if we focus on strong, consistent counseling and developing the individual student. So, what does this individualized counseling really look like? Well, from day one, you are going to be working with your counselor to pick not just the very best colleges, but those with programs that are great for you. So Elite Campus students will learn to do college research and goal setting with their counselor in every grade, not just at the end of your junior year, which is the way most schools do it. Your counselor is going to make sure that you're taking the right classes for your intended major and demonstrating intellectual curiosity in as many avenues as possible. So if you're struggling with classwork, your counselor is going to get you plugged into tutoring or our academic management programs to get you back on track. And of course, it probably goes without saying, but we're going to take care of all of your test scores, make sure you're taking all the right exams at the right time, and conveniently, all test prep programs are included in the Elite Campus program. So you'll have a plan for your leadership, service, and extracurricular involvements from day one. And we're going to help you incorporate all these projects into your daily schedule. So it's not just going to be up to you. So to reiterate, you won't be meeting with our counselors just once a year or even once a semester. You're going to meet with your Elite counselor at the very least once a month, and probably more often than that, because we want students to really make the most of their time and we want to keep them accountable. We want Elite Campus students to schedule meetings with their counselors as often as needed and stay in direct, constant contact with them so that they always have guidance to reach their maximum potential as individuals. At a traditional school, you might hear things like students saying, I only see my counselor once a year, or I can't get the classes I want, or, I feel like I'm going through all the motions, but I'm just not learning that much. The clubs that I'm involved in really don't do anything. I'm not sure what to do to stand out. At Elite Campus, on the other hand, you're going to meet regularly with a college admissions expert. You're going to build an undeniable high school resume, college profile, get academic support anytime you need it, and learn and grow with other independent thinkers. So Elite Campus was really designed to improve upon all the things we found lacking in traditional schools. However, there is a caveat. We are definitely not your typical campus. And this is something that's really important to understand. If you are looking for private schools with a big grassy quad, open space, a huge performing arts theater, a grand football stadium, that is not us. If you've ever attended Elite Prep, it's really kind of a commercial space. We've got classrooms, we've got libraries, we've got academic resource centers. It's great, but we don't have the traditional landmarks of a large institution. So I'll say this right now. If that's what you're looking for in your education, that is totally fine. And there are lots of worthwhile options for you to choose from. Elite Campus just wasn't designed to replicate or replace that kind of traditional school experience. Elite Campus is definitely a non-traditional option. But if you're looking for something that's going to give you your very best chance at getting into your dream college, or for a place where you're not just one of hundreds or even thousands of students at some schools, a place where everyone from the teachers to the front desk staff to the counselors to the site principal are all trying to help you succeed, then you might be the kind of student that Elite Campus is looking for. So as an example of who Elite Campus is for, we put together a few profiles of kind of ideal students that would make the most of the Elite Campus experience. So some students, like Sarah, may have an extreme specialty like golf or music or dance. These are athletes or performers who already know what it is they want to do. They just need a school that's flexible enough so they can pursue their passions and not be stuck in a classroom from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Elite Campus's unparalleled flexibility and customization really is an appropriate fit for these kinds of students. It really helps them shine both scholastically and in their extracurricular endeavors. At the same time, a student might be more like Matthew, who's an average A student in Key Club, nothing on his profile to really write home about. So Elite Campus is geared to help students like this get to the next level, to propel Matthew from being a member of the Key Club to becoming a real leader, or helping him to start his own club and explore more unique personal interests. Countless students have told us that they tried to start a new club at their school, but the ASB said no. They needed to have 50 people to sign a charter and then a faculty member to sign off on an application. And then there's a lottery for selection. And by that time, it's already the following year and nothing has happened yet. But that is not going to happen at Elite Campus. We are here to say yes, to help students like Matthew find their passions, create the clubs, organizations, leadership experiences that they want, and then really do something about it. As for a student like Raj, who represents many of our students who aspire to do pre-med or other selective accelerated degree programs, early planning, goal setting, and application counseling could not be more important for Raj. Students like this need the structure to fill the demands of a very, very rigorous application process, and they need to start early, sometimes even before 9th grade. Elite Campus has the advanced course options, the individualized tutoring, and the strategic counseling to help shape students like Raj into the 1% applicants that they are seeking to be. And finally, Elite Campus is also a great home for students like Faith, who've made the transition to American schooling a little bit later and feel like they just don't have what it takes to even be considered for a competitive college. Many of these students just resign themselves to attending a community college or transferring or going back to their home countries after graduation. But Elite Campus is really equipped with the small scale attention, the flexible course planning, and the counselor driven accountability to help students like Faith exceed expectations. We've got ESL support, we have tutoring, we have counselors who really care about your success beyond graduation. We've got what you need, no matter where you're coming from. So, on that note, how do classes work? Well, we all know that one size does not and cannot fit all when it comes to education. So, flexible, comprehensive, and personalized. These three words really capture what our teaching philosophy and curriculum aim to provide. And our flexibility begins with location. Students will attend Elite Campus at their nearest Elite Prep Learning Resource Center, or LRCs, we call them. There, they'll access their digital curriculum with in-person instruction and mentorship, along with their counseling sessions, club meetings, extracurricular projects, and any other tutoring and classes that they choose to participate in. We utilize a flipped classroom model that is not lecture driven, but instead students work through all of their digital curriculum with the help of teachers and mentors who are present there live in person to facilitate their learning, but not necessarily deliver the content. They're basically there to help them get that A. So you're going to be able to go at your own speed, leaving behind the herd mentality that all students learn the same way at the same speed. And at the same time, our students learn to be independent. They manage their coursework and pace themselves, and they seek help from their on-site teachers and mentors when they get stuck. There are always spaces and people to help you as you take ownership of your learning at Elite Campus. Speaking of classes, we have many classes to choose from, and this number is continually being updated. It's being updated right now as we speak. The main point that we want to make here is that our course catalog is on par with that of any private school, and our transcripts are recognized and accredited. Our AP and honors classes are UC approved, meaning that when you get an A in that class, you're going to get a transcript that reflects a GPA boost that will be recognized by the UC system. Our course options include all the usual English, science, history, and math courses, but we are also excited to offer more computer science courses than most high schools do, 12 in all, including Java, Python, Bootstrap, and app development, AP economics courses, and even honors level Korean courses. So lots to choose from when it comes to classes. Our graduation requirements are pretty standard to your usual high school. However, they are tailored to the UC A to G requirements for high school applicants. Some high school grad recs do not meet UC requirements as they are aimed for high school matriculation only. So, for example, we require 2 years of a world language to graduate, while most public high schools require nothing, no years. All in all, our graduation requirements have been designed to get students prepared for college at the UC level. Here's a sampling, take a look, of the courses we offer for high schoolers. You can find our entire course catalog fully updated on our website at elitecampus.org. And we also have middle school courses as well. Since we enroll at Elite Campus starting in 6th grade and ending in 12th grade, as you'll see from this list, our middle schoolers do have access to advanced courses like algebra, geometry, and world languages at levels 1 and 2. And for our most advanced students, there is one program track I particularly want to highlight, and that is the MINERVA Baccalaureate. Now, this is something, the MBAC or MINERVA itself is something you may have heard of before. The MINERVA Baccalaureate program, or we call it MBAC for short a lot, is something that we are so excited to be able to bring you, along with Elite Campus, because the MINERVA Baccalaureate is going to be the new gold standard when it comes to advanced curriculum. Many of you guys have probably heard of AP, Advanced Placement, or IB, International Baccalaureate. Well, the MINERVA BAC is the next evolution of AP and IB, particularly for students who are enrolled at a non-traditional high school. This program track was developed by the MINERVA schools at KGI, famous for their educational reform ideas. And it's really all about student-centric, discussion-based learning. MINERVA students are taught not just to receive information, but to really actually process it, synthesize it, discuss it cogently, and present it. All the skills you need to be successful, not only in school, but really in life. Now, if you don't know about MINERVA University, you need to go research them. The MINERVA Project, MINERVA University, these are different terms for kind of the same thing. They are going to be, and already are, the Harvard of the future is what they've been called. They have an admissions rate, I think right now, of less than 1%, so extremely competitive compared to Harvard's, about 4 to 5%. But the cool thing about them is that they don't do things the typical college way. Their students are carefully selected and trained through overseas experiences to be world changers. Instead of just living on a campus for 4 years, like you would at a traditional college or university, they took their educational philosophy and turned it into a high school curriculum, and Elite Open School is proud to be one of the flagship partners of the MINERVA Baccalaureate. So Elite Open School is hosting the MINERVA Baccalaureate. You can get that MBAC degree at Elite Campus. So if this sounds like something you want to take advantage of, you can by attending Elite Campus and applying to be considered for the MINERVA Baccalaureate Advanced Pathway. If you want to learn more, give us a call. We'd love to tell you more about it. So, of course, academics and classes are only one part of a student's middle or high school experience. And more than ever before, extracurricular activities play a key role in determining which students are chosen for these coveted top 20 or 30 colleges. Now, as we've mentioned before, colleges have their pick of the litter when it comes to choosing from straight A students with high test scores. Extracurriculars are what really inform colleges what you care about and what you've done to really demonstrate your passions. This is the side of the story where a student's creativity and personal character really shine, the side of the story that brings humanity to a transcript and can turn an average candidate, just a number, into a great, exceptional candidate that pops off of the page. All right. Elite Campus helps students stand out with their extracurriculars in 4 ways: clubs, lead programs, leadership, and the CFGL Spirit of Service Project. We'll dive into each of these momentarily, beginning with clubs. So, clubs at Elite Campus. You can start or join any club with the full support of Elite Campus. Clubs like UNICEF, Key Club, Skills USA, Academic Decathlon, Speech and Debate. These are all options you can explore, and many, many more. If you want to start your own local chapter of something or create your own totally new organization or platform, we are here to help support you and help you figure out the resources you need. Now, a lot of these students have these clubs at their high schools already, but if you really want to stand out with your involvement or become one of the top leaders in one of these clubs or in a new club, you typically have to dedicate all your free time to just 1 or 2 activities. It's impossible to really do everything you want in just a few limited hours. So the great thing about Elite Campus is that the extracurriculars are built into the schedule and really the whole ethos of the program. We give you time during the school day to develop your extracurricular projects with other students, to do club work, to engage daily in the kind of project-based learning that comes from doing and collaborating. So if you want to start something, we are here to provide the spark to get that fire going. Leadership. Of course, Elite Campus students will not only join and start clubs, they're going to be leading them. Leadership is another thing that we really, really encourage and build into our programs because we see it not as a popularity contest, but as a responsibility for all. We believe it's absolutely vital that our young students have the chance to lead their peers and learn how to bring value to their community through effective leadership. So you're not going to have to fight for leadership positions at Elite Campus. You're not going to put a ton of effort in over multiple years just to eventually get nominated but not elected to be a club leader. Every Elite Campus student is going to have at least one is the minimum requirement, leadership position, but more likely multiple leadership positions. They won't have to compete with a huge number of other students for a limited number of positions. And that is really one of the benefits of a small, intentional school like Elite Campus. We even offer leadership seminars and trainings throughout the year, which our students can freely access. We also offer specific workshops called LEAD programs. LEAD, L-E-A-D, stands for Learning Through Extracurricular Activities and Development. And each LEAD program or workshop is centered around field-specific, hands-on, measurable projects that help students develop an outstanding skill. For example, how many students can say that they wrote their own research proposal, or that they created their own board game, or their own original themed photography portfolio? These are some of the things that students can do with Elite Campus LEAD programs. LEAD is a unique initiative that was, again, created by Elite to help students stand out in the college admissions landscape by having something tangible to show for their interests. If you say you want to study computers in college, for instance, naturally, colleges are going to ask, well, what have you actually done to explore that? And lots of students might answer, I took AP Computer Science A, and I got a 5 on the exam, which is great, but we want to make sure that students have tangible items that they can put on their resume. That's why every LEAD program issues participants a certificate of achievement, and many programs have competitions built into them so that students can get real skills-based experience and earn awards for excellence as a part of these LEAD programs. So you can say you got a personal recommendation from your research advisor, or that you were awarded most creative pitch for a semester-long stock competition, things like that. All these programs are built in to your Elite Campus experience, and we have so many that you can choose from based on your interests. The last item that rounds out our extracurriculars is actually this is the one that I'm most excited about, which is the CFGL Spirit of Service Project. CFGL, or the Center for Future Global Leaders, is an international nonprofit organization that specializes in identifying students with talent as well as encouraging them to impact their communities in positive ways. And we're actually the exclusive partner of CFGL, which means that together we help students come up with their own passion projects, which is something that they care about and something that their community needs. And then submit a detailed proposal about how they're going to execute that project with measurable deliverables. And then finally, the last phase, to deliver it, to execute it. Last year, for the CFGL Spirit of Service competition, we had over 200 submissions from students all over the country, and even a few international submissions. And some of these projects included creating community gardens for senior citizens during the pandemic to provide them with something active to do at home since they can't really go outside of their houses. Students who created care packages for new moms for low income or socioeconomically challenged communities. Students who created their own businesses, included one who started a sticker printing business utilizing her art and design skills, and then reharvested her profits back towards art initiatives in need. In terms of amazing ideas with real impact, the Spirit of Service Project is probably one of the best things that we have to offer for our students, because it really gives you a chance to take something you enjoy and show colleges, hey, I did something with this, and here it is. Check it out. It's right here. Even when it comes to community service, Elite is results-oriented. We want students to take their desire to help others and turn it into something tangible and impactful. So every student at Elite Campus will develop and execute a Spirit of Service project by the time they graduate. All right, next up, we wanted to show you what a typical week at Elite Campus might look like. Again, the key word for Elite Campus is flexibility. So these are things you aren't necessarily locked into. If you need more time for science projects or clubs or office hours or tutoring, we can adjust your schedule so that it best suits your needs. Now, all of you are probably familiar with how difficult it is to change your schedule at a typical high school or middle school, where it's not only hard to get every class that you want, but also it's a real process to add, drop, or substitute something once the semester begins. None of that is going to be a problem at Elite Campus. So Monday through Friday, a typical student might have their core classes along with electives, built-in club meetings, on-track and lead programs, and counselor meetings. And on Saturday, there are always optional programs like additional tutoring or test prep, AP review, what have you, that students can take advantage of. Now, Elite has really taken this idea of the college application checklist and reverse engineered our ideal school experience around it. So by the time a student is ready to apply for colleges, our goal is to have each and every one of these checklist items checked off, not empty or pending, but done. Elite Campus students will work towards these items starting from day one of their experience. Their optimal GPA and transcript, competitive test scores, unique extracurriculars, years of leadership with measurable impact, rec letters, and the most complete college application possible. They'll be way ahead of their peers because they're going to do this semester by semester, not just starting from their junior year. And every single one of Elite Prep's college prep resources is available to our Elite Campus students, along with Elite Open Schools curriculum. Since 1987, we have helped at Elite over 12,000 students gain admission to Harvard, Stanford, Berkeley, and other top-tier colleges. Tens of thousands of students come to Elite every year, and we've sent more of them to their first choice schools than anyone else. This is something that we are really very proud of, and it's what led us to develop Elite Campus so that we can do even better. So right now, the question is, are you ready? We are ready to help redefine what it means to take control of your education. Are you ready? Now, you may be asking, what should I do now? How can I learn more? Well, we have some next steps for you. Number one is to speak with our admissions counselor in a one-on-one setting. We will help answer all of your specific questions and make sure that you feel 100% comfortable and confident before enrolling. Number two, the next step is to find out if you're a good fit. And that's something that we're going to help you do during that initial consultation. Elite Campus isn't going to be for everyone. And if you're looking for, like I said, that typical green, grassy lawn, big auditorium, football fields, it's probably not going to be a good fit. But what we care about here is, do you want to go to a top college, and how can we get you there? The third step is going to be to apply. While we'll look at all of your previous academic records, there aren't necessarily minimum grade requirements to get into Elite Campus. As we've said, a desire to grow and get the most out of a high school experience is number one. That's kind of the most important determining factor for admission. After you apply, you will interview, and if admitted, you can enroll. And keep in mind, space is limited. Our greatest asset at Elite Campus is the individualized experience and attention we provide for each student. So we're not trying to recruit a campus with hundreds and hundreds of students. We are accepting students for grades 6 through 12, but we want to make sure that each student we accept is a great match with our educational philosophy and vision. Yes, like I said, space is limited. Grades 6 through 12 are who we are enrolling. All right. Tuition is an important part of the decision-making process when it comes to choosing a school, obviously. So we'd like to break down the pricing structure that we've set up and explain to you exactly what it covers and how it compares to a typical private school. So if you were to go to any other acclaimed, highly reputable private school, tuition is going to be anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000, sometimes more. You're likely going to have to purchase outside tutoring anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 a year. College consulting is not cheap, at anywhere from $8,000 to $15,000. And of course, there is test prep, which could add up to anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. Now, these are the most common supplementary expenses that students pay for. And of course, there are even more. But just this combined price tag alone for educational services comes out to $36,000 to $70,000 a year. So our thinking is, if you're going to pay for a private school education, why not get a truly private, personalized education that includes everything up front? A lot of the time, parents go to one place for this and another place for that, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But we really wanted to simplify things so that you have one solution for everything. At Elite Campus, you get everything that we have to offer: classes, tutoring, college consulting, test prep, extracurriculars, leadership, for the price of tuition, all included, $25,000 a year total. And you'll never pay for tutoring, test prep, or college consulting again. It is all a part of the experience. It's all included. So with the integrated model, the great thing is that we can both assess and meet all of your needs under one umbrella. Our counselors know the students so that they can recommend the services they need and also get them enrolled and started right away. They see that a student needs leadership training and they can plug them into a lead workshop or a club right away. They can directly oversee how a student is progressing in an AP class or in their tutoring sessions. And of course, for international students, we have additional services like ESL curriculum and I-20 sponsorships available at cost. And feel free to inquire for more details during your first consultation. So at this point, we would love to hear from you. Let's talk. Speak with an admissions counselor and have all your questions answered. Give us a call at 818-330-9473. Give us an email, shoot us an email at campus@eliteprep.com, or visit elitecampus.org to learn more. And you can fill out the submission form there to schedule an appointment with a counselor to get all of your questions answered. All right, we have covered a lot of information today, so thank you so much for your patience and your attention throughout this presentation. We'd like to take a few questions now, so please feel free to submit them in the Q&A. All right, and I'm seeing we have a couple here already. What about sports? Great question. We would love to offer sports at Elite Campus, but unfortunately, athletic teams and training are just not what we're designed for. Rather, we can give you the flexibility you need to pursue sports at a pre-professional level if that's your goal. You can arrange your schedule to accommodate club training and practice, and we'll support you when it comes to college recruitment or whatever you need. As a new school, won't colleges be hesitant to accept students from Elite Open School? Wow, that's a wonderful question. So while Elite Campus is a new program, Elite Open School is not. It's an established school. Since 2016, Elite Open School has been sending students to top universities. And we're WASC and Cognia accredited, and our wide selection of UC-approved courses can be viewed on the UC A through G website. So our students will have no problem submitting transcripts from our school because we are institutionally recognized. Generally, students from schools with a smaller graduating class will actually find it easier to stand out as competitive. And we fully believe that individualized strategic education, the individualized strategic education that we provide, is going to provide a more interesting or produce more interesting and exciting candidates than a typical school could provide. Minimum academic requirements to apply. What if I'm a B-level student? Is this program just for top-level students? Great questions. Okay. Our number one criteria for admission is your desire. And this is the main reason we have this application process in place. While we do consider your past grades and classes, it's more important to us how you reflect upon them. So as long as you have a desire to adapt, improve, and explore, we believe that you will thrive at Elite Campus. And if you are a current B student, our first step will be to help you assess whether your current school is providing sufficient support or cultivation, or whether that's a personal growth point. If you still want to attend Elite Campus and you have a desire to improve, we guarantee that you won't stay at the B level. Even if you don't see yourself at a top college at this point in time, we are here to help you get there. Elite Campus will meet you where you are. So, can I attend Elite Campus part-time and a local school part-time? Okay, most likely not. Sorry, there's someone mowing outside my office. Can I attend Elite Campus part-time and a local school part-time? No, you can't. Local schools, public or private, don't typically allow students to enroll or matriculate at another institution concurrently. Dual enrollment or outside community college classes are a different case. However, we are offering a part-time membership program that includes many of the features of Elite Campus in a limited capacity. So if you are interested in that, just contact our admissions counselor and we'll tell you more. So I said no. I didn't exactly mean no. You can't enroll in the full Elite Campus program, but we do have part-time options available. So do students interact with each other at Elite Campus? What about social time? Yes, great questions. Absolutely, students interact with each other. We don't have the large cohorts of a traditional school, but this is actually one of our greatest strengths. Elite Campus students are intended to grow alongside their local cohorts of 10 to 15 students, becoming like really a second family as they navigate the curriculum and the college readiness process together, get involved in each other's extracurricular or club projects, and support one another in all of their ambitions. So our students will never just be a face in the crowd. The social experience is really designed to be collaborative, intimate, and inclusive. All right, another question. Sorry about that, mower. Where are the campuses located, and is it virtual? Another excellent question. Elite Campus is going to be hosted and conducted at our Elite Prep locations, or LRCs, Learning Resource Centers, as we often refer to them. So we have LRCs in Northern California, Southern California, Las Vegas, Texas, Virginia, and also overseas in a few different countries. While we intend for students to attend in person whenever possible, our curriculum is largely digital. So most students will attend in person to receive live instruction and support, but virtual class sessions can be attended asynchronously if you discuss it with a counselor. So that's like everything else, it's flexible. Do you offer summer courses? And is it just for elite students? Yes, we do offer summer courses, but for Elite Campus students, we usually recommend working on extracurricular projects in the summer and leaving the actual coursework for the academic year. Let's see here. Are there classes offered in graphic design, video game design, sculpture, etc.? Okay. These sound like mostly elective and enrichment type courses, but Elite Campus and Elite Open School are focused on offering courses that are GPA and transcript bearing, usually A to G transferable with AP or honors options. Elite Open School does offer music appreciation, art appreciation, intro to business, and classes like that. But for more enrichment and exploratory electives, we'd recommend checking out our dual credit classes and pursuing these skills through extracurriculars. So our dual credit classes and extracurriculars are really where you're going to get more deeply into things like graphic design, video game design, etc. Let's see. Is it too late to get the most out of Elite Campus if I'm a junior? No, rising juniors definitely will still get a ton out of Elite Campus. And even if you're a current junior, or a rising senior, you should make an initial consultation to speak with an admissions counselor here. We will not recommend enrolling if this program doesn't make sense for you. And for some of you, it won't, as I said earlier. There may, however, still be a lot we can do for you in your last year. So please just schedule that free consultation with our admissions counselor and find out more. Does Elite Campus offer summer internships, research, etc.? Yes, we offer a seasonal research proposal program that is taught by a PhD college professor, actually multiple PhD college professors, in which students learn how to write college-level research proposals and to submit their own. And the program, this research proposal program, has different tracks for pre-med, pre-law, a few more. I think there's 5 in total. But Elite does not have any proprietary research facilities offering internships. What we do have are counselors and local area expertise and a large database of suggestions who will point you to research opportunities and internships, as well as help you apply for them. So since our class scheduling is flexible, you could find that you'll have a leg up on other students, traditional high school students, when it comes to availability. You'll be able to be there when they might not be able to be there. Are there campus tours is another question. Yes, absolutely. So while we don't have a physical campus in the traditional sense, with brick buildings and quads and gyms, prospective families are certainly welcome to visit any of our Elite Prep locations to get a sense of where your students' learning will be conducted. We'd encourage you to schedule a consultation with our admissions counselor at the same time so that they can answer any questions regarding the alternative benefits of Elite Campus. All right. Can we start the summer before 9th grade? Yes, that would be a great time to jumpstart your enrollment. Classes don't begin until the end of August. So we would need to discuss with you in your initial consultation how to best utilize your summer to get ahead for high school. But absolutely. How many students in each grade? Okay, since we're expecting cohorts of not more than 10 to 15 students. However, we predict that within the next 3 to 4 years, this program is going to have an extensive waiting list. So as students and parents realize that they can and really should be taking control of their educational experiences, customizable, individualized programs like ours will be in great demand. But for now, we're expecting small cohorts, no more than 15 students. Let's look through a few more. Do you have standardized math placement tests, honors classes? Yes, we do. We also have placement tests for English proficiency too. But what we would like to emphasize is that we're here to offer solutions, not barriers. So if you want to be in an honors math or English class but didn't do well on a placement test, we're going to provide you with the tutoring and support you need to get the class you want. So as long as your desire is there, we are going to help you make that happen. That's what we are all about. All right, I think we have just a couple more. Will the slides from today be available for us to view? Yes. Please visit elitecampus.org and click on About Us. Our campus view book, which essentially is the slides that you saw today, is available to view or download under the heading that says, What is Elite Campus? Okay, that is about our time for today. I'd like to close out the presentation by thanking you for your time and attention. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure that you can tell that we're excited to be launching this kind of new program that will really transform student experiences and opportunities and outcomes. So please get in touch with us however you want. Call us, email us, fill out an inquiry form if you want to get in touch. We are looking forward to helping you take control of your education. And thank you so much for joining us today, and we will see you again next time.